You've probably been told a million times before you shouldn't eat carbs past 6 o'clock because it's going to turn into fat while you sleep. In today's video, we're going to break down if eating carbs at night will make you fat, where the myth actually came from and why it might seem true, and what you can actually start doing so that you don't feel like you have to watch the clock. This myth's actually been around for years, and it's one that I used to believe myself. I remember being in the gym and seeing the most jacked guy there. I was 17 and I asked him what he did. And one of the things that he did mention that he never ate carbs past 6 o'clock because ultimately what happens is as you're going to bed and you're winding down, you're less active, and then these carbs will store as fat because you don't need the energy. Logically, it does make a lot of sense because you're winding down towards the end of the day, you're getting in bed, you're not as active, and therefore you would think you're not burning as much calories, if any calories at all. But let me tell you something, if your body's not burning calories, i.e. using energy, then you'd be dead, you wouldn't wake up. So what actually happens in this situation is when you're going to bed, your body's still doing a lot of things that we take for granted. Your heart's still beating, your digestive system's working, you're recovering. There's a lot going on within your body. On top of that as well, your body's heating itself up and cooling itself down. Throughout the day, if you're warm, you take off your clothes. If you're cold, you put on a jacket, right? When it's at nighttime, your body has to adjust its temperature on its own, which requires calories and energy to do so. So therefore, you are still burning calories throughout the night. That's the main reason that people think that you can't eat carbs past a certain time of night. Ultimately, when it comes to fat loss, the main thing is being in your calorie deficit. You need to be burning more than you're consuming. It doesn't matter if that's coming from carbs, proteins, or fats, the macronutrients that make up your calories, as long as you are in an overall deficit at not even the end of the day, it's more like a weekly basis. It's not like your body has this magical clock where it says, okay, it's 12 o'clock at night, you've consumed more than you've burnt today, we gain fat, then moves on to the next day. It doesn't really work like that. It's more like a longer period, such as a week, where your overall deficit for the week will dictate whether you gain or lose weight that particular week. I think what's quite important as well to cover in this video is whether you should be eating carbs in general and why people associate carbs to gaining weight. Essentially, 1 gram of carbs holds anywhere between 3 to 4 grams of water. So a slice of bread, for example, has 15 grams of carbs in it, a typical slice of bread. Now, if you imagine that, that's holding 45 grams of water within your body. If you're eating 300 grams of carbs per day, that's holding just under a kilo of water within your body, which makes sense, right? Because ultimately this water weight is going to make it seem like you've gained actual body fat when it's just stored as glycogen and potentially if you've overate some extra water weight that all flushes out. So when you cut carbs drastically, you will lose a lot of weight, but not necessarily fat. The key takeaway from today is it doesn't matter when you eat your carbs. If you're on a carb diet, eat them throughout the day. The main thing is that you don't overeat overall. It doesn't matter what type of diet you're following, whether it's keto, whether it's high carb, whether it's if it fits your macros. If you're not in an overall calorie deficit, you won't lose weight. If you are, you will lose weight, and it's pretty much that simple. So what you should be doing is following a diet that you can adhere to most of the time. You always think that there's this diet that's this 100% perfect diet. The 100% perfect diet is one that you can follow. If I put a client on a diet that I thought was perfect, but they could only follow it 50% of the time, then it's not a very good diet, is it? Whereas if I put a client on a diet that maybe had 20% of foods that, maybe aren't the best foods in the world, but they could stick to that 100% of the time, that is so much better. So you need to find what's right for you in that situation, because when it comes to fat loss, consistency is key. The problem is with most dieting advice is it's just a load of rubbish with nothing underneath it. It's what maybe worked for one particular person, but ultimately there's more than one way to skin a cat and you need to find the right way for yourself. See, the thing is with a fitness journey, it has all sorts of different phases in it based on where you are and where you're looking to go. And ultimately sometimes we'll be on lower carbs, other times we'll be on higher carbs, we'll be in a deficit, we'll be at maintenance in order to restore the metabolism. There's all different methods that we have to incorporate depending on what's going on with your body at that particular time. I break this down in my full playlist at the top of my page, or you can find it in the description below. Make sure you check it out, and as always, if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.